Hello, Natalie. It's your birthday. I wish that I could be there with you to experience all of your tears and panic attacks that accompany every major holiday and celebratory day. I hope you have a great day. I really do. My gift to you, which hopefully the title doesn't give it away. I'm not gonna put. I might give it away. I don't know if oh well. I was thinking this was going to be a stream of consciousness type video, but I tried to structure it a little bit. You can't see anything. You can see, so I don't know if you can read it or not, but it's just ramblings. Hopefully I can read it. My gift to you was I read Crime and Punishment. And I don't know if this is the right translation. It's unabridged. I know that's important. But I also, I needed help reading it. So I also downloaded the audiobook from audible.com. And that was a different translation than this one was. So hopefully, because I know you're particular about the translation. And I have no way of knowing which one you prefer. Mom couldn't help me, but I know that there is one that you prefer, so hopefully I either listened to it or read it, but I don't know if you can tell from the outside what translation. I don't know anything about that, so we'll have to talk about that in person and see if I read the right one. But I have thoughts to share with you. I have just my general reaction, and so this is essentially, I'm just going to review Crime and Punishment for you. I thought about drinking a White Russian while reviewing this very complex Russian novel, but I can't pronounce the names when I'm stone cold sober, so... And also, White Russians, I looked it up just now, they're disgusting. It's like vodka, coffee liqueur, bleh, which makes me just want to gag anyway, and then like heavy cream, and like it like the cream floats on top of the liquor. So I'm not gonna do that. No thanks. But this might be a 2-part episode. I have to leave to go see Kelsey Kels in a couple minutes. So I'm gonna record as much as I can in the daylight, but in all reality I may ramble so long that it has to be 2 videos. So, I will let you know. If you open the video and the title has part 1, then there is a part 2 somewhere, or it's like uploading. You'll be able to find it, I promise. But if there is no part 1, then I was able to fit it all in to one video. One 25-minute long video. Let me see. Let me start. So I read this for you because I know how important. I think The Brothers Karamazov is your favorite. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right either. But this one was cheap at a used bookstore, and I figured they're probably pretty similar, right? I mean, same author, so, you know. He's a one-hit wonder, right? Fyodor. Is that how you pronounce it? Fyodor or Fyodor? Fyodor sounds like the last name of an Amish family. But Dostoevsky is how you pronounce the last name, I'm pretty sure. And I know that because you said his name a lot when I was in high school. So I read it because I wanted to be able to bond with you over it. I read it partly because I wanted to impress you, and now I realize how incredibly impressive you are, because this was the hardest book I've ever read. I regretted it so hard. Every new chapter was just agony for me. I read often, but I read things like Teen Vogue and Bossy Pants by Tina Fey. Like, I don't read because I don't have that motivation. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not an intellectual like that. I guess I'm I'm with it in other ways, but good gravy. I don't think I like to analyze things. I don't know. People I'm okay with, but not literature. Anywho, so I read this for you, and I'm going to let you know my thoughts. We're already 5 minutes in. This is going fucking great. First of all, the names. Oh my gosh, why? Why are the names so impossible to pronounce? They're just insane. What's the one? Oh my gosh, I have to spell it for you because I don't even know how to pronounce it. Where did I put his name? Oh, it's down here. Svidrigailov. Svidrigailov. I don't know. I even listened to the audiobook. Like, I listened to these names being read, and I still don't know how to pronounce them. They're so complicated. And it's not just that they have, like, a lot of consonants. Like the syllables are just so tricky. Like, even if it was just the one syllable. Dri. I can't do it. I hate his name. I hate his person. I'm glad he blew his brains out. Svidrigailov. Yeah, fuck him. I don't know. I hated him. I'm glad he's dead. You know, in the fictional world where he didn't exist to begin with. But the names that frustrated me the most were the ones that were, like, shorter, like, that I could pronounce, but they were so similar. I kept getting everyone confused. Dunya, Sonia, Ilya, Aliona, the one he axes in the face. And then friggin' Zamatov and Zosimov. I still don't know who those guys are. I have no idea who they are. But I remember, like, reading the Z names, and, like, I felt like I had to reread every single paragraph 3 or 4 times, because I was like, wait, who is that? Wait, which one is that? And I looked up on Spark Notes. I did everything short of, like, making flashcards for myself. They're so confusing, these names. And I didn't know that Rodka and Rodya were also Raskolnikov. So that pissed me off too when I figured that out. And the 2 names that gave me the most trouble, though, like reading and listening to it, Raskolnikov and Razumikin, I think it is. I'm gonna call him Razmataz because I have to separate those names out. I was reading the first, like, part of the book, like the first portion of the book, and I didn't register that they were 2 separate names, and so I was using them, like, interchange. I thought it was one character, and so I got so confused. That's when I decided I needed the audiobook, because I got so confused, and then I realized they were spelled differently. So there were 2 separate characters, and they're like polar opposite characters too. That's why it's so confusing. And so, yes, it was a hassle. But Razmataz and Raskolnikov, whose name I can actually pronounce, because I feel like if there's one name you're gonna get, it has to be Raskolnikov. Although for a long time I was calling him I can't even say it. Rasklonopin. Because he needed a Klonopin. Okay, what next? I think the structure of the book was unlike anything else I've ever read. Like, I have a good sampling of literature under my belt, mainly from, like, high school and college. Not from personal reading at all. But the structure of, not even the structure of, like, the plot, but the structure of the, like, the suspense pissed me off. I felt like I was eternally on that, like when you're on a roller coaster, and, like, I don't think, have you ever been on a roller coaster? I've only been on one, and I hated it, and I'm never going on another one. Because I hate the, like, this hand is the hill. Like, going up over the hill, like, that chugging up, and, like, you can hear, like, the clicking of the chain, like, underneath the carriage. But, like, the agonizing points up until the climax, or the the crest of the hill, like, just agony, like, sheer agony. You know it's coming. You know he's gonna kill someone. And I feel like it was the first, like, 120 pages was, like, building up to him killing someone. And, like, yeah, there was, like, character development and, you know, yada, 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 literary devices. But I just wanted something interesting to happen. I felt bored for the first, like, 120 pages. And then 0 to 100, brother, real quick. Oh my gosh, stuff happened. And, like, it was kind of, like, in bursts. That's what I felt like. I felt like the suspense was just torture for a long time. And then there was, like, this burst of, like, fast action, plot moves quickly. And then it, like, slowed way down again. And he was, like, out of his mind and sick and kept fainting. What a pansy, by the way. But I don't know. I was reading it, and I kept getting angry because I kept thinking, this is it. This is where the book is going to, like, take off, and I'm not going to be able to put it down. But I was able to put it down. I was like, oh my gosh, let's, come on. Like, they held my interest for, like a chapter, not even a whole chapter sometimes, but I don't know. I felt that way throughout the book. Like, it was just like the like, over and over again. And it reminded me of, this sounds really weird to compare Dostoevsky and her, but it really reminded me of Mary Higgins Clark. Because I feel like at times it was like a Lifetime movie that I was reading. Like, it was just, I don't know, like, he set up this reality of, like, building the suspense and, you know, leading up to these climactic events. And then it was just, like, freaking General Hospital in St. Petersburg. Like, the drama was so intense and so riveting and, like, juicy, so to speak. But I felt like whiplash afterwards. Like, my emotions. What next? I have, like, a list of things that I want to talk about, but I don't have a list of segues, so this is gonna be torture. Sorry. Oh my gosh, my next point that I wanted to make was American cinema and Bollywood ruined me, because I feel like I can't enjoy, like, obviously this is a highly regarded book. This is something that people hold in high esteem. And, well, like, with good reason. Like, it has substance and it has intrigue. I don't know. Critics love it, right? So, me as, like, an American consumer in books and literature and books and movies and cinema, I want a likable leading man. I just do. I want to root for somebody. I want the underdog. And man, he was such an underdog that I kind of wanted him to just get ran over by a car. I couldn't get behind him for the most part. There were times when I was like, okay, Ras Clonopin, I'm tracking with you. But for the majority of the time, I was like, you're a selfish prick. Get off your butt. Confess. Do one or the other. Either run away to America, live your life, or don't. Like, go confess. Do what you're going to do. I think I was just, like, getting restless with him. So, But like when he gave his money to, oh my gosh, the marmalades, the Marmeladovs, I don't remember how to pronounce it. I didn't write that name down. But I was with him at that point. I was like, yes, start to redeem yourself. You've done the crime, do the punishment, redeem yourself, bro. Let's do it. But nope. He carried on, passing out, being a dick. All right, whatever. And at the end, another facet of my Americanness, I didn't feel closure at the end of the book, but I did feel closure in the epilogue. And I read up a little bit on, like some critiques of the book, and a lot of the critics were talking about how superfluous the epilogue was. And I'm not gonna lie, it was one of my favorite parts because it gave me so much closure. It tied up all the loose ends. It tied up the ties on the loose ends. Like, it was soothing to me as an audience. But I realized that's how coddled I am. Like, that's what, American cinema and American literature has done to me. I need to know everything that happens, or else I can't sleep at night. So there's that. And